What is going on, Cancer? Welcome back to the channel, Elevated Spirits. It's Jazi, your favorite Cali reader. This is going to be your new moon solar eclipse reading. This reading in particular is going to be based around our fears. Spirit guided me to do that for all the signs, including the collective, at this time, just because there is a lot of fear being, kind of like spread around the collective, being, some of it is understandable. Others, other parts of it it feels like intentional, to fearmonger and, have us all fearful of what may or may not happen, right? Preparation is one thing, but being scared and, preparing under the geist of fear is very different. And so this reading in particular is regarding, because the eclipse tends to, especially under the solar energy, it's bringing up things that we need to release, things that are no longer serving, things that maybe have been hidden, bringing out truths. Sun is all about revealing, right? Revelation, revealing, things that have been hidden, the unseen, letting it be seen, seeing things for what they are as well as what they're not. That is what this energy is about. And it seems to be stirring up a lot of fear within the collective. So I feel like if we, get some clarity on the things that we find fearful, the things that scare us, it'll better help us navigate through those fears, because the only way really through them, only really way beyond them or to get past them is to go right through them. Okay. So I am going to get some hidden messages that are at the bottoms of the decks that you guys might not be seeing, but we are going to talk about more details into what the fears are that in specific that you're being guided to or being asked to identify, look at, acknowledge, work through and release at this time, how it may be challenging you, and at least one way you can navigate it. Okay. As well as guidance and advice from your benevolent ancestors. Those are the ancestors that are here to actually support you, see you do well, that want to support you from the ethers and help you break generational cycles for your bloodline. Okay. Those ancestors, not all ancestors have our best interests in mind. Unfortunately, it is what it is. So, and then I'm also going to wrap up with a timeline card. So if you have something you'd like a timeline about, then you can stick around for that as well. All right. So looking at the bottoms of the decks that we have the 10 of Pentacles here, as well as Person of Earth, which is a provider. So some of you, I feel like, are maybe the kind of like, it feels like a masculine energy. It doesn't matter what gender you hold. We both have both energies within us. But some of you Cancers are, it feels like, operating from your masculine side at this time. Okay. Some of you may be doing things by yourself, kind of like providing for your family, your kids. You may be the sole provider at this time. So it feels like some of you are discovering, it feels like, new things about yourself. For some of you, this feels like love. Okay. Where it feels like some of you are attracting a new partner. Okay. That could be something that you've been wanting to do, but something that it feels like has been maybe difficult for you to actually, make manifest. And it feels like because you're more so focused on your finances, focused on your stability, but it feels like some of you are attracting someone that you can share this kind of like, I won't say load, but share the responsibility, let's say, of building this legacy together. Okay. I feel like some of you are in this energy of kind of like being, because you've been the provider for so long, it's kind of like there's a fear here of maybe sharing the load with someone else. I feel like it's something that you guys aren't used to doing. So, thinking about someone actually helping you alongside you it feels like it's kind of scary. Okay. But there are some things that I feel like are coming up at this time surrounding that spirit is purposely and intentionally asking you to identify and look at, like, what scares you about that. And so this also feels like a time for you to do your best to go with the flow. Okay. Do your best to get clear about what it is that you want, get clear about what it is that you see yourself, going towards in the future, and setting your sights towards that, and clearing out any negative beliefs, any, limitations, any thoughts, connections, whatever it might be that might hinder you, or that isn't in alignment with what you want going forward, that isn't in alignment with your forward progression. Okay. I feel like that's going to be really important to really get clear about that, get clear about what your heart is desiring, where you're wanting to, essentially set your sights going towards going forward. Okay. So I am going to clarify as I go. I am using a separate deck, so that way if the energies need to repeat themselves, they can. So we are going to start off with more details about what these fears are exactly for some of you that you're being asked to identify, look at, work through at this time and release. So first card out we had was, I feel like I started with these. So Justice, that it fell on the floor. Okay. And then we have transformation. Okay. Followed by angel of strength. And we have Capricorn, card number 5, Dear John. And all that is clarified by the 7 of Cups. Okay. So what this feels like, Cancer, is some of you, you know that I feel like some of you are aware that your life is changing and it's requiring you to really step into your power in some type of way. And I feel like that scares you. Okay. I feel like some of you, maybe this could be a breakup for some of you, where you know your heart is guiding you away from someone or leaving something behind, because either some of you, it's like you thought that something was one way, but it's really not. And that's what I'm getting here with the 7 of Cups. And I'm also tell you why I'm getting that with this other card that came out, a whole different deck. But it's like something you guys aren't seeing. You're not seeing something for what it is. So whether this is a person, whether this is a connection, it feels like, you know, some of you are feeling duped at this time. Like, you know, feeling like this person isn't what I thought they were. They're not who I thought they were. Okay. And I feel like you just have to know that, you know, at the end of the day, things are going to balance out on your behalf. That is also what this year is about. The year of the 8 is the year of karma. Okay. That's what 2024 is, the year of the 8, which is, you know, represents what goes around comes around. You know, if you've sowed good seeds, you can expect good to reap, you know, good fruits from the seeds that you've sown. Right. So I feel like, you know, for some of you, there's this energy here of, you know, there's like, it feels like a concern of whether or not maybe someone that has, you know, wronged you in some type of way, if they're going to get their just due. I feel like some of you need to not worry about that. I feel like you just have to know and trust that things are going to be balanced out on your behalf. That's why, again, you're asking to just, you know, simply go with the flow and clear what needs to be cleared and move forward. Okay. And I feel like for some of you that could be scary, especially if there's history, if there's kids involved or whatever, like if you've, you know, essentially stored, you know, created a family with someone. Okay. I feel like it can be difficult when you have to consider other people. Right. However, I feel like some of you know, you're fully aware that something isn't working. Okay. Something that maybe was working, it's not working anymore. And I feel like some of you, that could be what's confusing here, is that there's so many different ways that you can go about this. There's maybe, you know, I feel like some of you are also aware that, you know, if something isn't working with someone, there's other opportunities out there, but it's just not, maybe some of you aren't really clear about what that looks like going forward. And and I feel like right now it's just kind of more so you're being guided to just, you know, do your best to not know, to be comfortable with the unknown right now. Okay. And I know that's difficult, but I feel like you guys are, and that's where it feels like for some of you, some of the fears as well is the, you know, the fear of the unknown is what's on the other side of this. If I break up with this person, if I leave, if I, you know, totally end this and start over completely, am I going to be okay? Right. And that's where it feels like you guys are really being asked to really step into your inner strength at this time, Cancer, to really, you know, harness the lion energy within you. Okay. If you have Leo in your chart, then, you know, this is even better, right? To harness the energy of the lion, right? Calling upon that spirit animal and asking it to support you and really, you know, honing in on your own inner strength to, you know, help you do what needs to be done here. For some of you, this is about getting a divorce, or if it's not even that, setting boundaries. For some of you, it's like you're blaming yourself for in a situation, or maybe someone is blaming you, but it's really them. And that's where I'm saying you have to know that at the end of the day, justice is going to be served, meaning that anything that has left your life, it's going to be replaced with something better or someone better. Okay. Someone that's more in alignment. But for some of you, because you're not maybe on the other side of that yet, you have a hard time seeing it for what it is, because it's still foggy right now. It's like things are still unclear here with the 7 of Cups. 7 of Cups, right? Clearance to the sea, right? And this is all about, you know, going, you know, like I said, going with the flow, but not really knowing where spirit is taking you, not really knowing what's on the other side of that, going with the flow, right? And moving forward, right? So it's kind of like, again, it's a lot of this energy of, I don't know what's ahead. I don't know what's on the other side of this. And that's where it feels like you guys are really being asked that, you know, and that's like, again, the fear that you're being asked to face at this time is not always needing a plan, not always. And for me as a Virgo, trust me, that is very difficult, because us Virgos, we love to know what the next step is, so we can plan accordingly. We're planners. We're organized. We love to be organized. Right. And so for me personally, that's been part of my journey, is learning how to trust, learning how to just take one step at a time without needing to know so far ahead what, you know, what's coming or what do I need to do. Just kind of like doing my best to trust every step I take as I go. So some of you, that could be something you're being taught at this time as well. Okay, so let's clarify as I go for Cancer. All right, Most High, please clarify, what is the Seven of Cups? Why is it here for Cancer? For the fear they're being asked to look at this time. High Priestess. So yes, this is about what's hidden. Okay. For some of you, this is things that are, this is essentially the unknown. Okay. Some of you have a fear of trusting yourself, a fear of following your intuition, what you're being guided to do, because you're not clear, because you have so many different ways that you can go, so many different options to choose from. Some of you are having a hard time choosing the wrong thing. And that's where you're kind of, being guided. And that's again, where it's kind of like, that's for some of you is what's changing here. Okay. Is where if you've had, issues with that before based on experiences that you've had that made you doubt yourself, this is where things are being balanced out, where that's no longer going to be an issue. If that was a problem before, that's not going to be an issue going forward. It's just a matter of, again, though, harnessing your own inner strength, really stepping into your power and realizing that you are way stronger than you give yourself credit for. Okay. So it feels like, whatever you're confused about, it's presenting basically an opportunity here to trust yourself. Okay. Especially when there's been opportunity, even experiences like myself, like I said, that, where I was made purposely and intentionally to doubt myself. Like people actually did that shit where they purposely wanted me to believe them over myself and really had me question myself. And it happened so much to where it became a fucking problem. So some of you, that's something that maybe has happened to you as well. And that's where it may be scary to, just go with the flow, because what if I make the wrong decision again, right? You have to just trust though, that I've learned the lessons I was supposed to learn from those experiences. And so going forward, if I'm, confused about anything, I know that I was gifted with this internal GPS system that is always guiding me properly. It's always on my side. It's always going to tell me the truth, even if it's a truth that I don't really want to hear. But that's what this solar eclipse energy is doing. Okay. Some of you may be seeing 1212. That could be a number of significance, but it feels like some of you are just, there's like I said, a fear here of, making the wrong decision or making a choice that you might regret later. And that's where you're being asked to, to just do your best to go with the flow. Okay. Give yourself grace. Even if it feels challenging, even if challenges do arise based on any decision you make, just know that there's never a mistake. You can never make the wrong choice. Because even when you, for example, this is the best analogy I can give you right now. Thank you, Spirit. Is when you're, let's say, driving down the street, right, going somewhere you've never been, and you are using your Google or Apple Maps or whatever, and you know how you accidentally make a wrong turn. You're like, shit, I wasn't supposed to get off on this exit, or I wasn't supposed to turn there. Have you noticed that your maps always reroutes you? It always takes, no matter what turn you make, no matter what you do, it will always reroute you back on your path. Okay. That is the same thing as your intuition, as your life does. Okay. So you have to know that even if you feel internally like I made a wrong turn, you have to also stand firm in knowing that my intuition, my internal guidance system will reroute me back on the path. Okay. So how this is challenging you right now, we have shadow, scrying mirror. Okay. We have grieving. We have talent. And we have happening now, 5. Okay. 5s represent change. 5 represents challenges, conflicts, positive changes, changes in general. It's just a matter of how you look at it. All change is the only constant. So it's inevitable, right? So how this feels like this is challenging you right now, Cancer, is, and all this energy is clarified by the Magician. Okay. So it feels like you guys are really being challenged right now to, again, harness your own inner power, your own inner strength, and really knowing that you are essentially the creator of your own reality. Some of you are feeling challenged right now because of maybe a loss that you're needing to face. Okay. Others of you, this is kind of like reflecting back to you something that you haven't gotten over yet. Okay. The shadow represents those parts of us that we, essentially, deem unworthy, or we don't want to look at, that we've been persecuted or judged for. So some of you, this is coming up in order to heal that. Okay. That is what this solar energy is illuminating. It's bringing things up that have been hidden in the shadows, things that maybe we don't want to look at, things that we purposely and intentionally maybe try to hide from ourselves. Okay. It's like you can't hide from it anymore. All right. So for some of you, this also has to do with maybe parts of you that this is like grieving an old version of yourself. Okay. You have to know that though any door that closes, it's only going to open up a brand new one, a better one, a more aligned opportunity for you. Okay. So even if, some of you are scared, or there's, like I said, a fear of, feeling like something's lost or you're losing something, you have to know that it's only positioning you to really, step back into your power, to really harness your own power of manifestation, of being the co-creator of your own reality, and knowing that you have all the tools necessary at any given time to create a different circumstance, to create a different reality, to formulate or, download a solution to anything you perceive as a challenge. Okay. You have that capability. And some of you, that's why this is coming up, though, is to help you step into your power, to really harness your own inner talent, your own, gifts, your own skills, your own abilities to, step into this magician energy, and knowing that I have everything I need at any given point. Anything I don't have, I can manifest, I can call in, I can attract. Okay. And that's, again, where your power lies. Okay. So it's going to be, again, important for you to really follow your intuition at this time, and what you're being guided to do, the things you're being asked to release and, kind of work through, so you can really harness this power. This is the time where this solar eclipse is activating a lot of people. Okay. And that's why there's so much fear around it, because the powers that want us to be in fear. They want that, because when you're in fear, you're not in this energy. You can't create a life that you want when you're scared, right? You're not feeling empowered when you're fearful. Okay. Those are very different opposite ends of the spectrum here. So I feel like some of you, there's a fear here of, what you have to release, what you have to let go of. But again, you have to know that what's on the other side of whatever it is that you're being asked to clear out is going to be so much better, so much greater, and so much more aligned to your higher path, to your frequency, to what it is that you've been asking for. Okay. Like I said, change is the only constant, but things are definitely changing for you at this time. Okay. Some of you are in the middle of a major transformation at this time, and that can definitely be scary because you don't know what's on the other side of that. But I'm here to tell you that what's on the other side of that is absolutely beautiful. Okay. You have to trust that and know that for yourself, though. I can, tell you anything and make it sound good. I can show you different cards, but if you don't believe that for yourself, you're going to only create and manifest what you believe. So I'm here to try to challenge your beliefs in the best way, right? So you can see your situation from a different lens and ultimately step into your power to create the life that you actually do want to see, one that you do prefer. Okay. So let's clarify. Look, 4 swords at the bottom. So this is about resting, relaxing, recovering, but this is also about healing. Okay. So for some of you, there's something that, you're being asked to heal at this time. And it's interesting that both of these cards so far, out of, these 2 out of the 3, right, that we've looked at, are both major arcanas. Okay. So this is a very important period. This is, and whatever's happening and playing out right now, Cancer, is inevitable. Okay. The major arcanas represent inevitable circumstances, things that are going to happen, that are going to come up no matter what. Okay. You can delay it. You can avoid it, try to turn it, turn your back on it, but it's going to present itself. So let's clarify the Magician for how this is challenging Cancer at this time. So because this says happening now, for some of you, this is happening when you see this video. It's something that you're already going through. This is already like in flux. This is already taking place right now. Okay. And that could be why some of you, whenever you watch this video, understand that from what the research I've done, eclipse energies last for about 6 months. Okay. So even if you see this video after the solar eclipse energy, the actual solar eclipse, just know that these messages can linger for at least 6 months after that. Okay. So clarifying the Magician as a star, another major arcana. So like I said, some of you, this is challenging your not only ability to manifest what you wish, to manifest your dreams, but for some of you, this is about stepping into your power, stepping into your path as a magician, as a co-creator, as an alchemist for some of you. Okay. Someone that has the ability, that harnesses their ability. We all have it, but not everybody wants to tap into it. Not everybody believes that they can actually use their, most high given resources that are within, right, to manifest their own reality. Okay. And some of you, it's all challenging you because it's putting you on your path. Some of you, this is part of your destiny. Okay. Things are playing out exactly how they need to. Okay. And some of you need to know that things, may seem like it's happening one way, but it's ultimately, things are playing out exactly how they're meant to. Some of you, this is putting you on your path towards your north node. Okay. And that could be definitely challenging, like I said, but again, it's giving me this energy of, grieving the old life, grieving an old version of yourself. Okay. And it's because it's time for you to harness your power. It's time for you to step into the sovereign light being, divine, majestic, high vibrational, magical manifestational person that you really are. Okay. It's really time to own who you are at the core, not, who we appear to be by this vessel, who we appear to be based on other people's projections and how they see us. Okay. This is about honoring who you really are at the core. Okay. Which is a co-creator, a magician. Okay. Someone who has the ability to manifest, to harness the elements, within the planet to bring forth and create new life, new, solutions, new things to ultimately, support humanity as well as yourself. Okay. So at least one way that you can navigate this energy is we have breathe, card 29. So some of you may be 29. You could be a life path 29, which is an 11. Okay. So interesting. And the 2 is kind of like another 11. All right. So this is giving me portal energy here. Okay. So we have breathe, and then card number 7, optical illusion. Another 7, 77. Some of you may be a life path number 7, but 7 is a high vibrational number. 7 is also the spiritual path. It's a very spiritual number. Okay. Your intuition, all those things. So how you can navigate this energy. So clarifying this is the Queen of Wands in reverse. Okay. So I feel like what Spirit is saying here, Cancer, is, do your best to basically breathe through your challenges. Okay. Make sure you're taking time to center yourself, catch your breath, do some breath work. If that's something you're not familiar with, I'd highly recommend it. I was at one point myself used to downplay meditation and breath work and journaling and all these type of different things, but they actually do work if you allow yourself to really give it a chance. Right. So I feel like some of you would really benefit by really kind of recentering yourself and realizing that the fears that you feel are, considered fears. You can look at it as, it's false evidence appearing real, or you can look at it as how I like to look at it as it's an opportunity to face everything and rise. Okay. You have to know that whatever it is that you're perceiving as a fear, it's optical illusion. It's a mind trap. It's a mind fuck. Okay. Excuse my language, but I'm just, I have to be real. So it's a head trip, visual effect. Okay. That's what we are in. We are in optical illusion. So the things that you're scared of, the things that maybe some of you are scared of losing, they're scared of letting go, or scared of not having enough of, you have to know that it's not real in the sense you think it is. Okay. The way you're seeing it is not really what it is. And that's that's what this feels like here. Okay. Is that this is what I was getting at with the optical illusion. That's why I said I'll get it to it later. This is what I was talking about. These 2 cards both represent basically the same thing. Okay. And they're 2 totally different decks, but they both are 7s. Okay. So it feels like I said, some of you, Cancer, there's a fear here of the unknown, or what's on the other side of that. If I let this go, am I going to be okay? You're absolutely going to be okay. You're always taken care of. Okay. So this is, it's part of a hallucination. It's predictive programming. It's things that are just unclear to you. Okay. But again, things become clear when you trust your higher self, and you only trust your higher self when you allow yourself to get in this state. You have to get still. Okay. You have to come home to the self in order to get the guidance that comes from your own higher self and be able to trust it. Okay. That requires stillness. That requires you to breathe, because your breath is the spirit. Okay. That's what keeps you living. If your breath is gone, that means your spirit is gone. Right. But as long as you have breath in your lungs, that means that the spirit, the Most High, is within you. Okay. So you just have to allow yourself to get still, to tap in to this, this guidance here. Okay. That's trying to help you. It's always there for you. Right. And so this is about stepping into your power. Okay. It's like whatever you're trying to do, whatever it is that you need to do to move forward, it's going to require your action, but it is also going to require, again, for you to step into your power, to step into your strength here. Okay. Nothing changes if you don't do anything. So this is about tapping into your own intuitive guidance, and then allowing yourself to be confident in the guidance that you receive and take action from that place. Okay. And that's how you get this energy in the upright. Okay. But nothing happens if you don't do anything. If you don't ask for the guidance, if you don't allow yourself to get still to receive the guidance, then you can't really expect things to shift. Right. So let's clarify. Why is the Queen of Wands in reverse for Cancer, please? Why is this in reverse? For one way they can navigate and overcome these fears. Why is the Queen of Wands in reverse, please? For Cancer placements. And it doesn't matter where you have Cancer in your chart. Okay. We are literally all the signs. If you know, you know, but so wherever Cancer applies to you, then this can apply there. Okay. So Nine of Swords in reverse. Okay. So this is about stepping into your power and coming out of this energy of, anxiety. Okay. And how you come out of the energy of anxiety is putting in action. Okay. Anxiety only comes from inaction, when you're not doing anything, when you don't know what to do, but you're not even trying anything. Okay. That is how you get out of that, is by putting this energy in the upright and getting the confidence, restoring your confidence by getting clear about what it is you need to do. You only get clear about what you need to do when you take the time to tap in to your own higher guidance. A lot of times, even myself at one point, I used to watch a lot of readings seeking answers outside of myself. And it got to a point where I got so frustrated because it was like nothing made sense. Everything I was getting, it was like, it may have helped here and there or whatever, but none of it, it just wasn't fucking getting it. And then I realized that the guidance that I specifically needed, it only came from within. It was my own higher self that needed to give that to me. And that's the only way I really got the clarity I needed. So some of you, anything that feels like, it's unclear, I don't know, all those things, it's only an opportunity to trust yourself. So if you find yourself like I used to be, where you're watching a whole bunch of readings and nothing is clicking, or maybe to a point, or certain ones just aren't clicking at all, that's what it's guiding you to do. Okay. It's going to get to a point where you're going to get frustrated enough where it's like, the only true way to get the guidance you truly need is going within yourself. Okay. Once you get clear about that, then you know what to do going forward. Okay. You're only anxious. It's like people only stress out because they're not taking action, because they're not taking action because they don't know what to do. They don't know what action to take. And that is how you get clear about what action to take, by going within yourself. Okay. So look, Moon, your energy, Cancer. Okay. So this is hidden. This is what's in the unknown. Okay. So this is what there's things that are hidden, obviously. But again, that's how you find out, is by tapping into your own higher self, your own intuitive guidance. That's where it's going to reveal. That's what this card also represents: secrets, hidden knowledge. Okay. That you'll only find by going within yourself. Okay. And another major arcana: 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay. So let's see. Advice from your benevolent ancestors. So we have reflection, card 22. So some of you may be a life path 22. You may be 22 years old. Okay. We just talked about going within. Okay. Seeking that own inner guidance within yourself. That is what your ancestors are telling you to do. So, okay. So this is about getting with yourself, by yourself, maybe taking some time away from your responsibilities if you can, like as best you can, even if it's peeling away just a few minutes every day, at some point, especially right before bed, use that time to really go within and reflect. Okay. And then we have crystal blessing, card number 8. So that is this year. Okay. So this is about knowing and trusting that you are blessed. Okay. Whatever it is that you need help with, this is your ancestors telling you, reach out. Okay. Ask. All you have to do is ask. They're ready to bless you. They're ready to give you guidance. They're ready to help you with your manifestations. Okay. But if you're not asking for their guidance, their assistance, by law, they're not going to help you. They can't. Okay. Because your free will is at play. So for them to step in and intervene on your behalf, you must ask them. So we're going to pull a timeline card. So if there's something you would like a time frame on, this is the time to go ahead and pause the video if you need and get your question, what you would like a time frame on. Remember, tarot is not guarantees or anything. This is more so to help you, give you a guideline and to support you in what you're trying to manifest. So you can either claim it and then, use your thoughts and your emotions to back what it is you want to see, or, discard the whole thing, right? So for Cancer, what is the timeline for them? For that question, Cancer. All right, so we got 2 before the next full moon, before the winter months. Okay, let's get one more for Cancer. All right, within 3 days. Okay, and another reason why I like to do these too is because sometimes, while seeing cards like this can be discouraging, but when you're in alignment, time doesn't matter. Okay. So this is letting you know what's possible. All right. Within 3 days, this is letting you know that if I'm in alignment, whatever I'm asking for can happen within 3 days. If I'm open to the way that things can possibly go, right, it can happen within 3 days. So some of you, like I said, this is about That's why you're being asked to go with the flow here. Okay. Trust what you can't see. Clear out anything that doesn't belong. If you're asking to, let's say, move or something like that, Spirit is saying, trust what you can't see, but prepare for it. Meaning, if you're thinking about moving, but you have no idea where you're going to go, this is saying, get ready though. Start packing, start clearing, decluttering, getting rid of whatever you can get rid of that will make it easier when it is time. And next thing you know, you have an opportunity present itself to you that you didn't even see coming, right? And it's because preparation met opportunity. Okay. You were prepared. That's why the opportunity presented itself. All right. So Cancer, that's what I have for you. I hope this reading was helpful. If it was, I would really appreciate it if you would like the video, consider subscribing, following all the good stuff if you would like. And until next time, you guys, outie.